TalkBox.
So listen, I want to cram some stuff in about you because you pretty much grew up with showbiz, didn't you?
Yes.
Because when you got your start on Shooting Stars.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yes, I was.
This is like the ultimate showbiz story.
Yeah, because what happened was I was obsessed with comedy. When I was in the sixth
More than
form,
anything
in the
comedy.
world. Queen. I loved Queen, and I loved the Manic Street Preachers, and I loved comedy.
What about Pink Floyd?
I didn't love Pink Floyd then. I got into them later. That time it was Manic Street Preachers and Queen. They were my two favourite things.
Queen, Animal Husbandry.
Yes, and Boking, and I also liked. So I would watch Shooting Stars every week.
You liked Rhys and Mortimer.
Yeah.
They
were the first thing I saw that really made me laugh properly. You know, when you're younger, you laugh at things. And I was about 13.
It's like they were doing it for you.
That's what I felt.
Yeah.
And I never laughed at anything. I can still remember it. It was, "Are you hungry? Do you want some salt?" Which is a bit, Vic Reeves says to a little chick falls out the back of a van. "Are you hungry? Do you want some salt?" And I'd never laughed so much in my life. There was that. And I also did like the Day to Day. There were the two things I liked.
Oh, yeah,
and I liked Harry Enfield and I liked the Fast Show, but mainly it was Shooting Stars. So I tried to get tickets, and my friends at school
live.
It was they would film it in front of the BBC.
Yeah.
And so I rang up the BBC and I said, you could ring up then the telephone number 018181055 or whatever it was. I remember the number. And you ring up and say, "Oh, can I talk to the audience department? I want to get tickets for Shooting Stars." They said there's no tickets available. It's all sold out. You could try the production company Channel X. And so there was no internet. This was like 1996. And then so I knew that
Channel X.
Channel X. So that was Jonathan Ross's company, and they produced all of the best programs at the time.
Yes.
They made all of those things.
They did Snuff Box.
They did that, exactly. You know, years later, we worked with them later.
Blunder.
Yeah. Oh, let's not talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
No. And then so they were the production company. I rang them up and I rang the number. Do you know Lisa Thomas?
Yes.
Yeah, so she's now an agent for loads of people. She was working there on the phones. Like, I don't know what she did. She wasn't not even a receptionist. I don't know what she did quite.
It's amazing you were talking to people.
Well, yeah, they answered the phone. I said,
and
"Hello."
Not somebody in Malaysia or something.
And then I said, "Oh, hello, I'm ringing to see if you've got tickets for Shooting Stars." And she said, "No, they've all gone." She was a little bit like, "No, they've all gone." She wasn't.
Fuck off.
Sort of, like, not another phone call. And I went, "Have you got any work experience?" I honestly
said that?
I said that to her.
What made you say that?
I don't know. I'm glad I did, because before I'd said to school, like, they'd go, "What do you do for work experience?" And I'd say, "I'd say I like to work in television." They'll go, you know, they didn't know wouldn't know what to do or where to start. So anyway, so she said, "What's your name?" I said, "Rhys Thomas." She said, "I'm Lisa Thomas." I said, "Oh, are we related?" That was my idea of a little joke. And then she sort of laughed, and she went, "Hang on one second." And she went away, and she came back. She went, can you come in?
Somebody wants to do work experience.
Yeah. And I did 2 weeks on Shooting Stars. I came out of school for 2 weeks. I met them.
So how long from the phone call to you working?
It was the following Monday I went in.
What?
Yeah.
Weren't you just shitting yourself?
I sent my CV in. I'd just done my GCSEs, and I had my predicted grades. And
predicted
for A levels. I was doing my lower. Yeah.
I'm gonna get all A's.
And I went in, I saw them, and I couldn't believe I'd met them. You know, I'd never met anyone famous before. And then I got to go to Television Centre because they made two episodes, and I was there as a runner on it. And I think because I wasn't someone who had come from. I think because I wasn't someone who came from famous dads or mums or whatever, and I just couldn't believe I was there making them tea.
This is amazing.
I used to have to get them their Rennies because they always had heartburn.
What's a Rennie?
A Rennie's like a heartburn tablet.
Oh, yes. I thought you meant Renaissance.
No, they'd always have to get their heartburn tablets because they'd obviously been overindulging on...
Rennie! Rennie, quick!
And I'd have to put beer in their little mugs. I did all that.
Who?
Reeves and Mortimer.
Oh, so they were drinking on the set.
They had weak lager skull throughout the thing.
Nice.
And I did. That was it. And I couldn't believe it. And then they said, "Would you like to come back?" Because they thought I was all right. And then I got to meet Charlie Higson, who was a script editor, and then they asked me to do the Fast Show.
What about Matt Lucas?
Matt Lucas was on it, and I used to have to stand in for him because he would come in later in the day. So they'd say, could you just fill in on the drums? Because the director of Shooting Stars was Mark Mylod, who directs now. He's Succession. He's doing Harry Potter.
Yes.
He'd come from.
Oh my God.
Right, but I was obsessed with him because he directed Noel's House Party, which was my favourite program. I kept going, and he also did Last of the Summer Wine.
I thought Shooting Stars was your favorite.
No, it was my favourite entertainment program.
Yeah.
Okay. I like Noel Lebanon's. I don't know why. Anyway,
were you being a nuisance to everyone?
I did everything they wanted me to do. I was the opposite of a nuisance, I think. And at the end, I gave a comedy tape.
Hold on my pants.
And at the end, I gave them a comedy video that me and my friends at school had made. Because we used to do these sketches, and they watched them, they liked them, and they got me back in. So
how did you do that? Did you go,
At the very end, I said,
before you get in your car.
Yeah, sort of. And then I said, do you mind? And I remember what I did. I had to stand in for Matt Lucas because he would come later. So.
And could you play the drums?
I would just pretend. Go,
nice,
and then they'd say, because Vic and Bob would come in. They'd be there all day from 10 o'clock doing all the technical stuff, and all the guests would come in later.
That's a long show, isn't it?
Yeah, and they'd do all the pre-records in the morning. I'd see all that.
Yeah,
I learned a lot from.
Was there a big, what was the biggest change from what you thought TV was? I didn't know they do this.
Oh, it was fun seeing how fun it was and how many people there were involved. Because when Reeves and Mortimer make everything look like it's quite effortless, right? And they're just making it up on the spot, or it's kind of cheap. Their jokes seem, it's just a silly joke. But everything they did was so rehearsed and thought about. All the artwork, everything was they spent a lot of money trying to make something look that easy and spent a lot of time making it look that easy.
Were there a lot of writers?
No, they just did it themselves, the two of them.
Nice.
What I mean is that they would rehearse everything.
Yeah.
You'd think they were just making it up, although they would add some bits in. They were unbelievable, and and how involved. I learned a lot from Bob because he would almost be the not director, but although Mark Marlowe would do all the camera work, he was sort of directing a lot of what was going on the set.
Really?
In terms of what people would say. Yeah, he was always
wake up.
It was a bit more like that, I think. Whereas I think Vic Reeves was more into the art side of it and just go. So he wasn't. It wasn't like he was being told what to do, but he had a different. I think he was much more involved in the writing stage, and when it came to the actual filming, Bob sort of took over on the technical side of it.
Oh, nice.
That's my observation.
So So what came out of that? What did you say after that? Did you have any desire to do comedy?
I was exactly, always. Yeah. That's what I wanted to do. And so not long after that, though, from those 3 years, I was about to go to university, and then Bob Mortimer said, why don't you take a year out? We'll give you some work, sort of thing. And then
really? Don't go.
Don't go. Take a year out, see how it goes. Because I'd given them the sketches, and they liked the sketches. And we did a thing called It's Ulrika, a pilot with Ulrika Johnson.
Right.
Yeah, and then some sketches that we'd written were put on that, and I was in that with. It got about 5 million viewers, but it wasn't considered to be very good. Some funny bits in it.
Right.
But it was one of those examples.
Still, it's a start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it had been a series, then who knows? But they did a one-off, and then I was in the Fast Show, and I always worked with them from that point onwards over the next.
The Fast Show.
Yeah.
You were involved with iconic TV comedy.
Yes.
You were thrust in the middle of it from nowhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. And
then you don't have a showbiz family.
No, but it's because they're nice people, and none of them come from showbiz families, and I think they sort of see.
Then
they
why
gave me
are
a
you
chance.
so mean to other people today?
I am awful to other people. I don't give anyone a chance. There's no opportunities anymore.